Well, it all started initially with always being interested in cars. When I was a kid, boys were interested in cars and they worked on their cars, and I was lucky enough to inherit a 49 Ford two-door from V8 from my grandfather, who got too old to drive, and I'd drive him to the doctor and so on even before I had a license. My first collector car was I was a senior in medical school, and I bought a 29 Model A Ford two-door, and so I joined the Model A club and drove that car quite a bit. I didn't really understand that much or have an appreciation of originality, and like now I have a very strong appreciation of being very fastidious about doing everything correctly as far as the colors, the finishes and all. I didn't have that then. And I know my brother and I rewired the car. Well, I didn't know if you could even buy the original harnesses, which you could at that time, so I didn't really have the money to buy them anyway. So we just got a bunch of plastic colored wire, various colors of wire from the auto supply store, and rewired the whole thing and put blocks on the firewall with connecting blocks and all, and totally not original. But anyway, we had a lot of fun with the car. Well, I have 3 classics right now. I have this 31 Duesenberg J convertible Victoria that was bought originally by Ralph Pulitzer Sr., Joseph Pulitzer's son, Pulitzer Prize people. And he took it on a European tour, and his chauffeur drove it. So it had isinglass windows in the blind quarter in the rear, the only one like that. Well, I say everybody's got different goals and is what he likes, but I like the big classics of the 30s. The Packard is a car that one of my favorites, really. I've always liked Packards. They were a very, very high quality company, made wonderful cars. But I like the newer ones. I like 37 particularly, because 37 has the independent front suspension and has hydraulic brakes. And I like the styling as well. They're very drivable cars. And then some of the other big cars, like I say, I like the Cadillac 16s, 34 through 37. I don't like the earlier ones. The Marmon 16 I like. It's a very special car. They went out of business in 33. I had a 33 that belonged to Monty Williams, who was the president of Marmon, the last president of Marmon. The Cadillac 16 I had was a neat car. It was an Imperial Cabriolet, 1937. Still had the original interior, as my Packard does, my 20,000 mile Packard. And in great shape. It still had in the kick panel the warranty card from Mrs. Eddie Mannix. Eddie Mannix was vice president and general manager of MGM. And that car was used by Clark Gable and Vivian Leigh when they made Gone with the Wind, driving back and forth to set. That car is now in Canada and has been totally restored. They left the original interior, fortunately. Well, there are collectors that have all levels of knowledge relative to cars. There are guys that have just a lot of money and they go out and they hire RM or something to develop an instant collection. And they really don't know anything about cars themselves. They know it's a Packard, it's a Duesenberg, or what it is. But as far as what's right on the car, being able to raise the hood on the 37 Packard 12 and say, that's right, that's wrong, they can't do that. But that's okay, they're preserving the cars, and they're not making them into hot rods or something. And there are guys in the club that drive the cars, and they look like old cars. They look like used cars. That's okay, they're still preserving the cars. The other guys that just want trailer queens. They want to restore them, and they just don't even want to get dust on them, do anything. All they do is drive on a trailer, go to a show, and drive off. But again, they're preserving the cars, and that's fine. So there's facets of the hobby. The people that want them perfect and never drive them. People drive them all the time. And then there are people that blend a little of both. I kind of blend a little of both. People tend to know what happened in the past if they can really see it, more than reading about it, and some people don't read, but I think it's important for people to know what was in the past and have a connection with the past. It's all part of our heritage, and we preserve it, like we do homes and buildings. And we frequently call these rolling sculpture, these cars. So they're an art form.